Hi everyone, it's Heeran Workman with Heeran's Home Team. I wanted to show you one of the things that I do when I list my client's home for sale. So as most of you know, when you see a yard sign, a for sale sign in the yard for a brand new listing, normally what you see, if you see flyers at all, is just the flyer box with the manual flyers in there. One of the other things that I do on my listings is that I actually offer a digital flyer. So this writer is actually on the yard sign, and then when someone drives up, they can actually just type whatever word that I have on that writer. And then what it's going to do is instantaneously send them a flyer with all of the information about the property. But what's great about that is that it's actually going to forward their telephone number to me in an email so that I can actually follow up with a phone call. And as you know, real estate is just like any other sales business. It's still sales. And the more that you can follow up with buyers and agents, the better luck you have with more showings and hopefully a better contract. So today's video blog is going to go over whether or not a listing's home sale marketing program actually affects the seller's bottom line. So that's the first question, and then we're actually going to go over 4 other questions that you may have regarding that. So number 1, does a home sales marketing program make a difference? And I say absolutely yes, okay? So in a slow real estate market, it really could mean the difference between that seller actually getting a contract, or like back in the last real estate crash, boy, 25% of the properties that went on the market, they just never sold. Okay, they just went on the market, went off the market, go back on the market, and then went off the market again. And that happened for a long time until the market kind of normalized out. And then, of course, you know, the last couple of years, we've had a very hot seller's market. So even in a hot seller's market, you know what, I think it also still makes a difference. So it may not mean, you know, whether or not that house gets a contract, but what it could mean is that with more marketing that's out there and aggressive marketing that's out there, more agents can find out about the property proactively, the buyers can find out about the property, and if we get multiple buyers who are interested in the same home, what we could do is get much more favorable terms for the seller. What's favorable terms? Okay, maybe some inspections going away, definitely a higher price. There's something called seller concessions, where a buyer will ask the seller to help pay for a portion of their closing costs, escrow, and prepaids. Typically, when there's a multiple offer situation, those go down as well, okay? And then number 2, if I interviewed 5 different listing agents from, let's say, the same brokerage, okay, will it be the same marketing? And my answer is no, okay? So there are a certain amount of marketing with every agent or with every brokerage that may be the same, but then after that, anything else that that listing might get is actually gonna be up to the listing agent. Okay, we're all 100% sales commissioned agents, which means that if we don't sell the house, basically we don't make a paycheck, right? So what that also means, as you know, independent agents and self-employed business people, is that what we put into the listing, what we put into our business, is exactly what we get out. So if you want things such as, you know, featured Zillow listings, maybe some drone video, professional photography, email marketing blasts, okay, all of these other things that might be manual, that might cost a lot more to do and definitely more time intensive. Basically, it's up to that each individual listing agent to actually do for you or to not do for you. And of course, in my professional opinion, doing more of the marketing actually helps the listing and the seller. So the next question you may have is, okay, so what are some of the examples of marketing that I may or may not get? Okay, so I talked about that just a little bit ago, but you know, once you are listed with a real estate agent who's part of the board, you go into the MLS system, and then that MLS system will start syndicating out to the various websites that are out there. And definitely the websites would be the other brokerages' websites. So it does not matter if you list with one brokerage, you're actually going to end up on all of the brokers' websites, because we cooperate with one another to sell each other's listings. And of course, here in Omaha, the seller usually pays the entire commission, and then the listing agent would actually split that with 4 parties, okay? So the brokerage, the listing agent, the buyer's agent, and then the buyer's brokerage. And then there's just other things that, you know, you normally will get. Most agents will put a sign in the yard, a lockbox on the door, and then you will also syndicate out to some of the other websites out there, such as Zillow, realtor.com, but the way you syndicate out might be different. And then other than that, some of the other things that are not freebies, okay, that just are not automatic, is really going to depend on the agent that you end up hiring. Okay, let me list off some of these for you. Okay, so featured listings like we talked about, virtual tours, video tours, interior walkthrough videos, Craigslist postings, search engine optimized listings. Okay, what that means is that it's written up a certain way, it's presented a certain way, so that if a buyer or an agent is out there and just typing in certain random keywords, you either have a better chance of showing up or not a great chance of showing up. Active prospecting to the agent community, call capture systems like the one I just showed you when the video just started, single property websites, staging consultations, I mean, you name it. There's so many things that a listing agent can do if they opt to do it, opt to pay to do it, or not do, okay? And then we're wrapping up here. So if I'm interviewing an agent, okay, how will you know what type of marketing that you're gonna get? Okay, so basically during the listing appointment, just ask to see samples of what's actually gonna be done on your home. I think it's really easy for agents to say, I'll work hard for you, I'll sell it for the highest amount of money, I'll negotiate for you. Well, the better thing to do is to ask for specific examples of that. So if someone says, I will negotiate on your behalf, okay, ask what negotiation styles that they're actually going to be using. Ask to see samples of what they've done for other listings and to actually show you samples of what they're going to do for you. Okay, that's the easiest thing. And then how does Heeran Workman's my marketing plan compare to the average in the industry? You know, I've always believed in the power of marketing, okay? I know that the last 2 years with the market being so hot, you know, sometimes sellers wonder, gosh, does it really even require a lot of marketing? It just seems like houses are just rushing out the door. And maybe in certain price points they have, but I will tell you for sure, there are other price points where that wasn't the case, okay? There are houses that expire out of the MLS system every single day, even in these last 2 years when the market's been really, really hot. And, you know, with other listings, let's say an average $175,000 property, if it's priced well, marketed well, in a good location, of course there's going to be a lot of people like fighting for those homes. And I would say that houses just selling like hotcakes, like people have been saying. I mean, that's not the normal market, right? And what I see coming in the next, you know, several months as well as the next couple years is that the market is actually going to normalize, okay, to what it's been. So, you know, newer agents in the business, maybe they don't understand what the market was like 7, 8, 10 years ago. I mean, there was a day where it was not like this, and it was critical to have a lot of marketing and just offer the best property that you can for the best price so that you could get a contract. So, you know, maybe it's not going to be like that right away, but I do see the market normalizing itself. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. If you want to see samples of my marketing plan, if you're thinking about selling your home 2018, 2019, the consultation is free, so just give me a call and I would be more than happy to set up a time to swing by, do a quick little walkthrough of your property, and just show you samples of marketing that I've done for my other listings and what I can do for you. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.